Gotta wash this city grime off me.
I can just make out a boat out there.
Well, that's it for us, and it's so long to Sydney.
We've just gone from some quite benign, mellow sailing to close hauled with a reef in. Welcome to Free Range Sailing.
Join us as we sail around Australia, visiting its wild places in our 30-foot, 50-year-old sailing boat, Marul.
After successfully changing our reefing setup and rebedding our deck fittings at the mast, we said goodbye to our friends at Multi-Hull Central and continued our exploration of Sydney from the water. Based on the recommendation of some of our patrons, we passed under the Spit Bridge to visit a peaceful little anchorage located in the heart of Sydney. So we came here when we went under the Spit Bridge a couple of nights ago, and we've just had such a lovely, relaxing time. It's so good to be away from the hustle and the bustle of the city, but still be right in Sydney. The site used to be off limits for quite a period of time because those buildings that you can see there used to be powder magazines for all the gun emplacements around Sydney and cannons around Sydney.
So we've been having a pretty good time here in Sydney, but at the moment now we're just waiting on delivery of some goods, so we're sort of stuck here, and what's going to happen is that the northerlies that we have been watching for the last week or so are going to pass us by. We're going to have southerlies for a few days. So we're just going to have to kill a bit of time for a few days, but look, that's just part of cruising, you know, like you'll often hear stories of people stuck in really unfriendly places. So even though we've had to slow down and, you know, like take a bit of a pause, it's actually quite a nice spot to have to do it. So we're not complaining too much.
And we've got yummy cheese.
And cheese.
Cheese. Bread.
We've got access to cheese and beer, so things could be a lot worse.
With word that our goods had arrived, we left our little hideaway and headed towards Manly.
Gotta wash this city grime off me.
Looks like the apocalypse out there.
Feels a bit like it. We got heavy machinery, lots of smoke. It's a bit Mad Max.
It's pretty sad actually what's going on.
Well, it does that way. Out that way, it just looks like a pretty sort of seaside town. Woo! Oh!
At the moment, visibility is really down on the harbour. So out in the distance you can hear, you know, like ship sirens.
Oh, I can hear it. It is close, it's just there.
Another boat out there, give it a look. So it's not really a pea soup fog. You know, we've got pretty bad visibility here. There's bushfires and, you know, it's a bit of a bad scene, people losing their homes and a bit of the country going up in smoke. But at the moment, that reduced visibility means all the boats that are getting around the high-speed ferries, they're making sound signals, which is one long blast, somewhere between 4 and 6 seconds, just to let everyone know that they're out there in the mist. So we're a vessel under 12 metres, so we just have to have some means of making an efficient, loud sound. We got whistles down below deck, but luckily, from a young age, I've been able to do a whistle. Not that these guys in their sealed wheelhouses will hear it, but maybe another little yacht like us. – 4 to 6 seconds.
I can just make out a boat out there, but it's madness.
What is
The smog. So here we are back at Balmoral Beach, but you can't really tell.
That's a pretty crook looking cat.
That's why. So this is it for us after a lovely month in Sydney and Pittwater. We're continuing our journey south. We're going to head down to Jervis Bay. It's Saturday out on the water, so it's been pretty busy. There's been lots of tugboats and lots of sailboats around, and we've been tacking our way out of the harbour. Looking forward to the sail.
So we're getting a nice a close reach to get out of here, which is great. It's just what we wanted. There's not much swell. The winds are very light. You know, it's like 10 to 12 knots at the moment, if that. But we're making all right time. We're heading down to Jervis Bay, and it's going to be so great just to be away from the hustle and bustle. You know, like back to free ranging.
Oh, we're on a bit of a
We're on a
lean
bit of
now.
We were on a bit of a reach, but I've sort of I've come up so it's a bit more of a close reach. I want to make a little bit more distance from land. Just, I don't know, I've got a feeling in my bones that the wind's going to it's going to veer round, and it'll head us. You know, we'll be close hauled later on this evening, so we'll just head out a bit and give ourselves a bit of sea room. Then we'll be able to sail off the wind and come in. We'll still maintain, we'll still maintain that 6 and a bit knots, so it'll be alright.
Still pretty smoky out there.
It's very smoky out there, isn't it?
The air around me changes colors, and I'll tell you it's like no other. The rocks beneath me change the clouds, so I reach down and touch the ground. But those stars keep turning around in the sky.
I think I'm in the mood for a reef.
Okay. We've just gone from some quite benign, mellow sailing to close hauled with a reef in. Getting along pretty quick. The seas haven't really had any time to develop yet, so we're scooting along real fast. Time for a jacket?
Might be time for a jacket. You need to
Drop the
brace your
camera.
foot up against that.
Yeah.
No, that
Yeah.
foot against there and that foot down.
We made it into Jervis Bay in the wee hours of this morning. I think when we left off we were close hauled in some pretty strong, not super strong, but 20 to 30 knots of breeze. That lasted until about midnight or so, and then the wind really eased off, and slowly it backed around to the east, so we were able to come in on a reach for most of the trip and then flick the engine on in the wee hours of this morning when the wind was dead downwind and it was just too light for us to actually make any ground. So Troy was on watch and he just switched the engine on, and we motored into Jervis Bay, and now it's really blowing hard, like northerly, I think 20 to 30 knots, and we basically got in, went to bed, woke up, had breakfast for lunch, and now Troy's gone back to bed and I'm going to join him in a minute. We'll see you when we're a bit more rested. Well, I've got a mountain of washing up because we've been feasting and sleeping. Maybe not a mountain, but a lot for us in our little sink. I think we're just gonna move from where we were hiding from those strong northerlies. The wind's gonna shift to the south, so we're moving to the southern end of the bay. Thanks for watching this week, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give it a thumbs up. Also, when subscribing to Free Range Sailing, remember to hit the bell button to stay notified of all our upcoming releases.